week. So I listened to Christy's call, really, really great. Thank you for asking her questions. But my question for you is, what did you get out of that call? Like, what was okay, like that makes sense? Or I know, Jess, you asked a lot of questions as far as like how she still manages it and whatnot. But is there anything that you ladies would like to go over with that?
I think for me, after listening to, a few of these and asking the same questions, and even talking with you, like, I'm finally coming to realize there's not a perfect answer for all. And it's just finding what works for us and not trying to make ourselves into something that we're not in some aspects, since we all have certain strengths and weaknesses. So like for me, I have to keep things simple in order for me to do it. But also, like, I would never, in the beginning of this, I would never have ever continued coaching if I tried to make things too complicated. Yeah. I think I would have just set myself up for failure. So that was one of the things, talking to her and hearing how she does things. And I know a lot of people do like the coach pod system and the new coach message pod. I've tried that and it hasn't worked for me yet. And like, so I think trial and error, we have to be okay with trial and error with some things and just accept that as part of the process and go with what works for us. And I know you tell us that all the time. But you know how you hear things, like it takes 100 times to hear the same thing before it sinks in. So that's kind of where I'm at.
For sure. And it's kind of like, I'm kind of like a mother. I'm not really your mother, but do you know what I mean? Like once you're like, oh yeah, whatever. Or like if Joe Smo says it down the street, you're like, oh my gosh, guess what I heard? And it's like, yeah, it's just like what happens with coaches. So I feel like hopefully you guys getting enough of these interviews and seeing like, wow, they're just like me. And they can do the same thing. There's nothing different than me. And I think it's a good reminder going into Summit when you see all of these, coaches on stage and you're like, holy crap, like they are like the God. And you're like, wait, no. They're just like me. Like, I feel like that's kind of what it really comes to. Jessica Olsen, have you had a baby yet? Sorry, I had to call you out. Do you have a baby yet? Say? You have your baby yet?
No. I'm getting really impatient.
Okay.
She told me Friday I was going to have it any day. That was Friday. So.
Oh my gosh. You're going to be having a baby while we're at Summit.
I know. Okay. I'm at a basketball thing, so I'm going to go on mute.
Yeah, you're good. Okay. Squirrel. Sorry. I'm like babies, puppies, squirrel. Okay. So we were talking a little bit about Christy's call last week. Is there anybody else that wants to share any takeaways or anything that you're like, wow, okay, that was really cool. Anything else that we want to share on that before we move forward?
My thing that I took away from the call was because she was talking about how she manages like the influx of challengers and like just the numbers every single month. And I loved that she does challenger pods also with her new people, and like just based off of when they're going to be working out, and they kind of like have these little clusters and groups. I think that that's really cool. So I'm actually going to be trying that out with my test group that I'm running with my coaches also in conjunction this month, and seeing just like how that works. So,
what's cool? That's the first time I've ever heard of it. And so, but I think it is really cool to build that community, that tribe, and hey, you're good, Ash. So if I disappear, yeah, no worries. But I love that you brought that up. So do try it out, see how it works. But I feel like it's going to build that community, that strength. And then also it'll be an easy way for maybe to gravitate them into coaching. Like, hey, you can do the same exact thing. Like, show the simplicity of it. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. Anything else before we go on to Summit? Because we have a big discussion on Summit. Whew. Okay. Jessica Lanier, you have your little hands full, girl. Okay, so let's go into Summit. Candace, your hair matches your shirt, girl. Hi. And I didn't say hi to Daphne and Teresa and Stacy and Kinsey. I mean, I kind of said hi, Kinsey. Hi, Ash. Okay, so now that I've said my hellos, let's talk about Summit. First of all, we will not have a call next week, obviously. We fly out Monday night, and then I know I will see most of your lovely faces from Wednesday on. Please come see me as soon as possible, and I say that because, unfortunately, I have to fly out Friday early afternoon because my sister gets married on Saturday. Wah, wah. I told her the one day that she shouldn't get married, the day she got married. So I have to run off to a wedding, but I would love to see your beautiful faces before I head out. So with that being said, let's talk about Summit, because it's literally like what's going to happen before Summit, what's going to happen after Summit. And I really feel like this is one of those things that needs to be planned. Just so you can better maximize your time, your effort, and what's going down with it. But as a reminder, Summit is kind of our end of year party, right? It's what sets us up for a great Q3, Q4, and really moves us into 2019, which is crazy to say, but I hate to say it. We're 6 months into the year. Holy crap. Okay. So with that being said, I know, man, yeah, crazy. So with that, what is the preparation that you all have been doing, ladies, beforehand to really prep your team and yourself for Summit? Will you please unmute yourselves and just talk to us?
We've done we have a team Summit page, so I don't want to influx my regular team page with all the Summit stuff. But I do also want to talk about it on my regular team page, so I'll post things every now and again just to kind of give people a little FOMO of like that they're not going, so they will be excited to go next year. But we've also done Zoom chats with what to expect, especially for new coaches coming to Summit, and creating like a contact list of where everyone's staying, their phone numbers, their arrival times, just so everyone can kind of coordinate all the things, the Ubers and all that stuff.
Ooh, that's good. Okay, awesome. I love that. What else?
So we've done the same thing, which we didn't do the phone numbers. That is genius. But we added our flights on there too, so everybody knows airports for Ubering. But one of the big things I'm doing to prepare, this is my third Summit, and I took like 50 pages of notes and came home so inspired and then never implemented anything. And so my thing this year is coming into it, I am really trying to figure out where my blocks are so that I know the areas I personally am struggling that I think are holding me back in my business. So that when I hear those things at Summit, I know that those are the things I need to be working on, because I don't want to get overwhelmed by 9,000 amazing speakers and coming home with 50 billion ideas when really there's like 2 things I need to tweak because those are my specific things. So I've been doing a lot of like self-reflection on where I am screwing up so that I can make sure that I'm looking for the nuggets that are specifically for me.
Ooh, that's really, really, really good. Thank you so much for sharing that. Amen. What else?
I like to tell my team to Google all the areas that we're going so they can see them beforehand, because I have a team of a bunch of like introverted people and it makes them overwhelmed, the unknown. So for me, I like to like look and see like Google Earth, like what it looks like, what the streets look like, what the convention center looks like. So when I get to a place, I'm familiarized and I don't feel as overwhelmed with that. And I found that that's helped actually a lot in prepping my people for actually being there. But I don't do a lot of what to expect because I feel like Summit's a very personal experience. Like it's business, but like all the trainings are recorded. So I really try to focus on relationship building and just making friends, because I feel like relationships are what keep people around, you know? So it's my 2 cents.
For sure. No, I love that. But I look up certain areas, but I never thought to like Google map it out, because you're absolutely right. Like if you feel, that like, okay, I know where I'm going, it's that sense of peace. And I think just a reminder, Indy is 1,000 times safer than, where were we last year? Louisiana. Okay. I'm like a little scared. It's not going to be that way. It's going to be kind of like Nashville. Like you just kind of feel like you're in the gist of all of it, and we're all so close. So yes, Jessica Lanier, you were raising your hand, or you were just saying whoop whoop to being safe, maybe? I don't know.
Sorry, I'm totally nursing my kid right now. Yeah, it was so not safe in New Orleans, and my husband, the cop, like, and I'm sure all the law enforcement wives on this call are like, oh yeah, like we felt it. Like it was definitely
yeah, for sure. Okay, what about you, Daff?
I was at the urgent care and I had to go to the pharmacy, which was like across the street, and even the doctor was like, do not walk alone, do not go there by yourself. It's in the middle
things
of the day.
to know now, right? Things to know now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what else? Just the prep.
I think going back to what Candace was saying about, it's totally, I like to focus on like the people, because it's a lot of time we're all meeting a lot of our teammates for the first time, coaches we've been working with for a long time. And I try and plan like one night where we all meet up for happy hour before all the hoopla starts, just because then it gets crazy. And yeah, not putting too much pressure on like being here at a certain time or going to this, going to that, but just trying to have those few key times where you hook up with your team. And then we're doing like gonna match on closing ceremonies, like do a little matching outfit, like thing like that. So just trying to do those little small team bonding things and make it a good experience in that way too.
For sure. One thing I want to share, Keyshawn actually shared this, and something back in my mind when she was talking to her coaches, and it's just remind yourself of, oh my gosh, they're talking about the Beachbody Classic here. I totally am getting sidetracked because everybody's talking about there's Beachbody Classic, and we're like, why aren't we going to that? Okay, anyway, squirrel. But it's just to remind your coaches, like, to take a moment and go back to the room and decompress. Like, you know, with the overwhelm, like, take those moments to really like breathe, like to, you know, to kind of bow out on like on one or two things if you need to just kind of like soak it in. Because the worst thing that can happen, and so many of our coaches do exactly this, go gung-ho. They're waiting for the excitement. They're waiting for the anticipation. They're waiting to get jazzed up for the end of the year. And then they come back extremely paralyzed because of too much content, too much information, too much overwhelm. And the only reason why we feel overwhelmed is because we literally have too many things in our mind and we're not putting them into action. Okay. So I would just remind them of what this experience is. I had a coach actually yesterday on the call, and this was great. You know, she is a 3-4 star diamond just like you. And she said, literally, I was so hyped for it, came back, did not work my business for about 60 days because of the overwhelm. And so I think it's just addressing the elephant in the room of like, hey, like, let's make sure, you know, if you feel this way, like, just remember, like, this is your opportunity to take a lot of content in. But most importantly, it's going to be what happens afterwards, right? Like what's coming after it. Does anybody want to, I'm seeing all these. I try to tackle one idea thing at a time. Yes, I love that. I want to go live. Yeah, going live, obviously sharing your excitement, team dinner set up. I mean, this is your opportunity to bond and connect. I love yours, Daff. Team happy hour.
Can I?
Yeah, go.
Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No,
Can I ask what everybody's doing for gifts? Gift giving is totally my love language. And I feel like I'm getting a little crazy on my gifts. So I want to kind of pay attention to what they like and tone it in for next year. This is my first year having, I mean, Bryn, one of my rock stars, came with me last year, but she's my only coach. And this year I have 10 in my downline coming. So I'm like, I'm so excited, but I'm going crazy with the gifts. So can I hear what everybody else is planning on doing? Like, we're doing the matching tank for the Saturday workout. But like, I'm just going crazy. So what is everybody doing for gifts so that I can rein myself in a little bit for next year?
My team really likes friendship bracelets, like a lot. When we have matching shit, they love it. We're not a big matching shirt team, but I got these little, I'll show you, these little tiny strings, and I bought this tiny little lotus charm. I bought like 100 of them, I don't think you can see them, off of eBay for like $5, and I just buy the string and cut it, and I can tie them and then hand them off, literally put them in a bag, so they're small, and just start passing them out, because I have a shit ton of people on my downline going too, and I used to go crazy with the gifts, and then it ended up costing me a lot of money, and then I was like, how do I travel with all this shit? So I feel like the simpler the better, and they seem to go crazy over them, and they're not overly expensive.
Awesome.
I did the same thing. I love that. I did the same thing last year. I'm like, why did the frick did I bring water bottles for my entire downline? I'm like, it took up like half my suitcase. So this year I was just toning it back. Plus I have like diamond leaders on my team that are giving their, you know, coaches gifts. So I'm like, I don't want to bombard everybody with all this stuff, and I also don't want to like break the bank. So I just did the matching tanks, and then I saw Danielle Natoni, I think on her Insta stories, did the banner ribbon for her team logo to go on your lanyard. And so I just went to a trophy shop and I had our team logo put on there. And it's just something so small, but especially for new coaches who are not going to have like this stack of things hanging from their lanyard, it's kind of just one more thing they can put on there. It represents our team. It costs $1.50 each. Like, it takes up no.
I totally forgot. That's what my coach did. She just got little tiny buttons made that will just pin on our lanyard.
Oh, that's cute.
Genius.
Yeah, I started thinking, like, what do I need with me every time? And I need a tote bag. So I got tote bags. I have a girl making custom notebooks that have our Team Realize Rockstar logo on the front. Oh, my team colors are all rainbow. So I got like little rainbow sequence pens for them. we didn't have time to do the t-shirts. One of our girls kind of dropped the ball on that. So I found these at Claire's the other day when my younger daughters were shopping. It says Girl Squad.
Oh,
so
cute.
all these for the super workout. So just little trinkets that I've been finding just to throw into their little tote bag.
Ash, does that help? And I know, like, yes, you're going to be packing a ton, but just remember, bring extra space to shop at the core. Spin it out there. You're all going to want to shop. So, okay,
that's the nice perk. I'm bringing a whole suitcase for their gifts, and then I'll have a whole suitcase for the core. So
I like your style. Okay, so I also want to bring back, so I had Moira on my 5-day Start Diamond call yesterday. So Moira Kusaba, number 5 in the network, you may know who she is, flipping amazing. And just asked her, okay, how do you prep your coaches before summit? And she just said, first things first, obviously, reminding your coaches the first 2 pages of their notebook to keep blank. That's where they're going to put their best ideas of what they're going to implement, the 5 to 8 items. And when I was talking to the other group, it's like 2 to 3 items, whatever it is, like 2 to 3, 5 to 8, whatever it is. Like those are the things that they're going to come back, make non-negotiable. They're going to make happen immediately. And that's it, right? It's like, forget the rest of the notebook. It's like, those are the main things. Yes, Steph, go.
Can I just so I went to a Shalene Johnson event a couple of years ago, and she does something similar. She leaves the first couple pages blank, and then she also has the little sticky tabs where you give 5 to 10 pages you designate apps. Because for us, we just write notes and it all meshes together. So she's like, if I recommend an app, put it in the app section. If I recommend, something you want to implement within the next 30 days, put it in this section. So it's almost like you're organizing your notes as you go. So that's a good reminder.
No, I love that. Thank you for bringing that up. But I think the whole thing is just to get rid of the overwhelm. And also talk about the summit hangover. We all have it. It's either the bags in the eyes, no sleep, the excitement. But I think just addressing it a little bit more. But obviously doing that notebook with the non-negotiables. And then setting up a call with every single leader as soon as you get back. Like business leaders, just that to spare off to kind of go off of what they learned, their takeaways, what they're going to implement, how you can hold them accountable, yada, yada, yada. So now let's talk about after summit. What is the game plan? What have you all thought about?
I want to get my coaches to buy a ticket to the 19 summit as soon as possible. So I was thinking about doing, I don't know, maybe a contest or like a special prize or gift or incentive to buy it like within the first 2 days they go on sale, or maybe the night that it goes on sale. Because I feel like towards as this whole last month, I don't know about you guys, but I've really been trying to push my team to buy a ticket and go. And instead of waiting until next year to do that the month or 2 before, if we start now and build off of the excitement as we are sharing all the events with our team, that's one of my things that I want to do, because I only have a couple coaches coming this year, and next year I definitely want more. So I don't know. That's just one of the things I was thinking about.
I love it, and I think you should do it. 100%. Like if it's a tank top, a t-shirt, whatever. I mean, whatever. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that every year where because of all of the excitement and everything, we're always talking, and everybody gets ready to buy summit tickets right when they go on sale. So we also have during summit, we also have a app that we use to just communicate with each other. It's called GroupMe. So people don't have to text each other. So we all kind of get together in there and we have all our discussions and everything. And that's usually where, we're all talking, we're saying, oh, I just bought my ticket. So that's a really great way to get a lot of people to commit to summit.
For sure. Love that. Thank you, Teresa. Okay, what else? Ellen, what about you? You've been so quiet.
Well, we are going to be focusing, I know as a team, on LIIFT4. I know that there's going to be so much hype on that. So we're going to be putting together group videos on Sunday. We're going to be talking about everything. Since everybody on my team is pretty much staying in the same house, we're going to actually take some time together before we leave to do some team stuff in terms of a recruiting video and things like that. So kind of just using that time a little bit smart or wisely. I can't talk. I'm sipping on my giant cup of coffee, if you guys haven't seen.
Wake up.
Like a hangover from this launch. This has been like so crazy. It's such an awesome week so far. So we're going to be doing that. And then, just like taking those nuggets of LIIFT4, like clips from the workouts and things like that, and really using that to pack our group that we're doing too. And then obviously with whatever new things are announced, come up with a game plan with that right after.
For sure. Okay, I love that. Anything else after Summit? What have you guys thought about? Stacy, you haven't spoke yet, hun.
Okay, so I don't really know. I mean, yeah, we're going to do LIIFT4 and go crazy. But during Summit, we're going to get together, and a couple of my coaches and I are excited, and we're actually going to do like a live sneak peek, because one time I don't even know where I saw it, but I think Amy Silverman was on a retreat or something with her team, and they were all like sitting on bar stools next to each other, and I think they were maybe live on Instagram or live somewhere, and they were just kind of chatting, and each person had a subject. And I thought it was so cool because they were all there together, which shows that unity in that team. And so we're excited to do that. I think we're going to do it on Thursday, but I kind of wish we could do it on Sunday, because we will have like taken so much in over the week, and we'll just be even more jacked up, where like Thursday we'll just be getting into it. So we're going to do a live sneak peek. So we need to start promoting it pretty much now, because I can't believe it's next week. And then we'll just like, I'll do the one-on-one calls. I like that idea. Like everyone that went to Summit, like do a one-on-one call special with them, just as like almost a thank you, but like a special time to kind of really go over things and help bust the overwhelm. And then we are going to do like a little goal setting meeting while we're there, just a quick one. Like, okay guys, what are your goals, for the next 6 months? Here's my goals. What do you really want? Is it based on income? Is it based on, whatever. So I think that will kind of keep us busy for a bit. And then, just like bust out LIIFT4 like crazy, because I love that the early access started on Monday and then it doesn't actually come out until July 16th. Because I feel like that gives us so much time to promote the product. So I'm kind of loving that as I'm, trying not to be overwhelmed with leaving next week and doing the launch and all of that stuff. So.
For sure. And I'm glad that you love it, because I hear more, what the heck? So I'm glad that you love it. And I think this is the thing with LIIFT4, and we'll go into that in just a minute, but it's like, you're not behind the boat. Like, just jump in the boat. You've got plenty of time. Make it happen. Like, plain and simple. Teresa, will you put the name of the app in the chat thread, please? Jess was asking. Okay, so I want to share also, and if any of you have anything else you want to share, please tell me. But I just want to tell what the other group said, because they said some really great things too. Oh, I loved this. So, and keep this in mind for maybe another time. Okay. And you'll start to notice a lot of coaches are doing it with their teams, but staying an extra day after Summit to kind of discuss, like, what did we learn? What are we taking back? Like, how are we going to digest this? Like, just that moment, maybe it's just Sunday, staying a couple more hours on Sunday, meeting at a coffee shop and just literally going over, okay, what are we focusing on? Okay. Giving them ease, of really how they're going to bring this back. But then that kind of goes hand in hand with the Stacy, like that, be able to broadcast and talk a little bit more about it, like, and show that live sneak peek into what this is, creating that FOMO, like what Candace is saying. Do it. Still in your Claire's headband idea. It's cute. Also, and then creating a team call, like to kind of implement things. And I would really challenge you, every single person that goes, like, I mean, you kind of know the topics of what they are beforehand, right? But I would say, hey guys, like whatever resonated with you, whatever was really like the best thing, I want you to come back and teach on it. Like, get your coaches to talk about and teach about what they learned at Summit. Create leaders. And the beautiful thing is, this is your moment to be like, okay, where do I need to focus my time? Your leaders, as much as they love you, they don't always want to hear from you. They want to hear from other people just like them. They're in the midst of it, what they learned. And if you're really trying to create that experience of what they learned, what they missed, teach these other people to talk about it. And they'll be like, wow, they were really empowered. Wow, they have a lot of confidence. Like, just really kind of get that idea. But I would say, it's your intentions afterwards, before and afterwards, that are really going to make this event great for you and your team going into the end of the year. And then also, you could even buddy them up. Like if two of them, really liked a specific one, okay, now get together and the team call is going to be you two on this specific topic, blah, blah, blah. And then afterwards, I had a coach that said afterwards they're going to do a diamond dash immediately. Like, okay, like, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to, really hold hands. And I want to talk more about that in just one second. But also, yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I got all my questions. Yeah.
I was just going to Insta stories are way bigger this year than they were last year. And I just kind of want to know, like, if anybody has a game plan of how they're going to use it, because I don't want to influx, like, I want to influx my Insta stories, obviously, for the FOMO aspect, but to, like, coaches last year shared, screenshots of things coming out and new products. It's like, but I also don't want it to just look like barf out there, like, and it's so much information for people, and also to keep things kind of on the down low so I can get to know more about them before I start promoting them. So I don't know if anybody even had thought about this or what their game plan was with what they're going to share or highlight the most.
I love it. Ladies, jump in.
So I was actually thinking about this too as we've been talking, because I feel like more so this year than last year or the year before, we have 2 huge launches that just happened that everyone's still trying to wrap their mind around, with switching like from Portion Fix to 2B Mindset. And I feel like that's a big thing that we're trying to figure out in our heads. And then we have Summit, which from Carl's National Wake Up Call, he was, kind of leading to, we're going to have a lot of big announcements there, as always at Summit. And then we have Super Saturday too. So I feel like, and this probably is not helpful at all, like, but to resonate with you, like, I agree, we have so much going on. So I think we really have to be intentional and get clear before we go to Summit with the launches and the programs that we have, and be able to teach it well, because I feel like when we teach it, we understand it better. And then when we're at Summit, I think Insta Stories will still be huge, because not everyone will see them still. I forgot what training I was on. I don't remember. But it was said, like, the only person that sees everything you post is you. And so sometimes we feel like we're repeating or we don't repeat ourselves because we think someone's already seen it, but they haven't. And so I don't know, maybe to us it's overwhelming because we're repeating ourselves or posting a lot, but to other people it won't be quite so overwhelming. I don't know. That's my thought about it.
No, it was a really good reminders. But
yeah.
And I agree. It's like, okay, you don't want to barf it and you want to be able to understand it. And I feel like it's that opportunity too, is like, and it's just that friendly reminder, like, yes, LIIFT4 is launching, right? We're getting in the process of this, but 2B Mindset is still there. Like, don't all of a sudden squirrel move that, like, and even like on Carl's National Wake Up Call, it's like, okay, well, we really don't talk about the past, but it's like, well, don't miss out on this opportunity to still keep 2B at the forefront of your program, of your entire like booklet of what you can offer. So great question. I love that. Kinsey, is there anybody else that kind of has thought about that? Like, what specific things you're going to do? How many times are you going to do Insta stories while you're there? Like every single day? Like, have you kind of thought about that? Do you think? Yeah, Stace.
I was just thinking as you were talking, Jessica, that it's so funny because people really do need to see things like 6 to 7 times because we understand it so well, but they're still kind of like trying to pick up what we're laying down, and they're so busy and they're so distracted with their lives that I've found that when I just blow it up in the way that I'm super excited and I feel successful and I feel great about it, that's when other people, they can jump on board with my emotions and they can be like, dang. And think of this too, if they're following another coach who's also at Summit and you're the one being loud and proud about it, that sounded funny, but you know what I mean? Like, just like, then they're going to sign up with you because they're like, this girl gets it. Like, she loves what she does and she loves her team. And so I just say, I know I suffer with that too. I'm like, oh, I don't want to blow everybody up. But then what do you have to lose? Because the people that need to join you can. And that's what Shalene Johnson always says too. Like, be yourself so boldly that the people that need to find you can find you. And so I do need to get out of my own head on that. So I'm really glad that you brought that up because, let's just do it. Just go crazy.
Well, and the confidence you just spoke about it like that, go with it. Like, it sounded like to me, you're like, oh yeah, I already got this. And you're like, oh crap, that's just a friendly reminder that I have to do this. So, okay. I love that. Ellen, you're going to say something.
So I totally agree with Stacey. Like, I'm one of those people who I don't really plan any of my content. I just like do it on a whim, like when I'm feeling passionate and excited, which is like most times throughout the day. But I think constantly updating that story is going to be really important too. I know that a lot of coaches that I know personally, sometimes they prefer to like content, like mass upload at the end of the day because it's easier. So like whatever camp you're in, but I think that always seeing that little ring around the story is like going to be really important for people because sometimes people check in throughout the day. I'm personally going to do like a poll every single day too when I have some downtime at the end of the night, like doing an invite poll or something to where people can give me some feedback on what I'm putting out there, if they're excited, if they want to learn more about this, instead of like just rah, 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 like look at me. So I didn't use Insta stories at all like last year, or if I did, I didn't do it very strategically at Summit. So I'm excited about that. Then another thing that I wanted to say too about the content and all the new stuff coming out and like how I'm planning on relaying that to my team. I'm one of those people who like I record everything on my phone, and I found that in events like this, like I'll record stuff and with the intention of posting it to my team page, but then it's like corporate comes out with all the information in a much better way anyways. So, and I don't want to distract from my personal training, like what I'm absorbing, worrying about having my phone up and stuff. So I'm just going to take quick pictures of the stuff that's really important. And then at the end of the day, like figure out what people need to know right away, what people can wait on so that I can have the best experience possible and be like as present as possible also at the same time. They want to go to Summit next year.
Well, you said a key thing is being present. Like that's a way to get rid of the overwhelm. It's just like being present in the moment. What can you take in? But I love that. So
I'll chime in with what our team does. We have, because we're the Relays Rockstars, so we have an ongoing like opportunity group called Party Like a Rockstar. So it's a group that we keep everybody in, but we only really like open it up one day a month. It's the third Tuesday of every month. We actually run like a whole day opportunity event, but people are adding throughout the month. So when we were in Mexico a couple months ago, we opened it up for the whole week. So those, they got to a sneak peek into the week. And that's kind of what we're doing right now, and how I plan on using Instagram stories is not putting everything on Instagram stories, but sprinkling it, but driving them to our Party Like a Rockstar group. So that's where they're going to have all the different coaches, all the products. So it's kind of like the Instagram stories is more of the tease to get them into our opportunity group. And there's 3 of us that are in that opportunity group that are going to Summit. So it would be from all different kind of points of views.
That's really good.
Hey, Daphne, can I ask you a question? When you take people from your Instagram stories to a Facebook group, do you send them the link to your group in Instagram Messenger?
No, I just ask if they're on Facebook, and then just say I run my group on Facebook. A friend requests them on Facebook, and then add them.
Okay, let's shift gears for about 5 minutes and just talk about LIIFT4, and we'll get off in 5 minutes. Cool. So the launch of LIIFT4. Tell me what has been working really, really well. Maybe if some of you are like, okay, I'm not sure where to start, maybe this will strike some good conversations, some good ideas. So if you will please just unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about your LIIFT4, not experience, but what are you doing with it? Anything?
So I'm going to be totally honest.
Yeah.
I've been so excited for it. I've been so jacked for it, and I posted about it, and I've been getting crickets compared to previous launches. And had a real come to Jesus this morning with my upline. I totally had subconsciously decided I don't trust Joel. I don't believe that this is going to work. I don't believe that 4 days a week, 30 minutes is going to do anything. And I don't believe that taking a rest day 3 times a week and not doing Beachbody on demand, like my brain is like, Autumn, 60 minutes, 6 days a week. Like I cannot do 30 minutes 4 times. And so that's why I made myself go for a walk at the beginning of this call, because I'm making myself do it the way Joel said. Yeah, so I think that's a big block I've had with why I'm not seeing the explosiveness I've seen with previous launches, is that I didn't believe in it. And I think my followers and my team, my volume didn't spike this week like a normal launch. And so, it spiked a little bit, but I think that's a big part of it, is I was subconsciously, I didn't trust it. So I'm excited to see what happens a week or 2 from now that I've figured it out. So,
ooh, can I just tell you, I want to just go love on you right now and tell you it effing works.
Well, Cozy and Micah, like duh, Micah's abs. I'm like, no, I think I just needed to admit to myself that like, no, it works. Like just trust him. It works. Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful thing because you have had such great success with 2B mindset. And if you think about it, it's the mindset shift, right? And it's finding the balance and the simplicity of life. And I think, first of all, this is the best time of this launch could come out because summertime kids, nobody has time, right? But I will tell you, like, this is my lift. This is, okay, I will be completely honest with you. I've done, I would say, okay, I haven't done like old school programs, but for like I've worked for Beachbody Corporate for 3 years. I started Beachbody programs a year and a half before. So like 4.5 years, right? So I've done everything for that. And I will tell you, I have never felt like the biggest failure when we have a 6 or 7 day program, 6 or 7 day a week program, and I can't do every single day. And then if I get behind one day, then I'm doing 2 workouts at once, or maybe, and I'm like, oh, like it's just that overwhelmed. This is the first time. Okay, this is my calendar for it. The code name was Maverick. Now it's LIIFT4. But literally, I have done every single workout. There was only one, and I added running into it too because I love to run. But what was crazy, this last week I was in Phoenix for one-on-ones, and I literally woke up and I was like, I don't want to work out today. I just didn't want to. And so I was like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. So then last Friday I had to do 2 workouts, and did I kick my booty? Good gosh, yes I did. But you know what? I was like, oh, I'm good. I'm golden. My perfectionism is way too high on stuff like this. And it gave me the freedom. And what I've realized, because also I'll be completely bluntly honest with you, working for Beachbody, if I worked out, it was typically in the afternoon. I hate afternoon workouts. So I'd actually go to the gym at like 5 a.m. and do a lot of like exactly this style, like HIIT, lift, that kind of stuff. But I would waste an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes getting it done. Okay. And I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. I've spent this much time. These workouts are 30 to 40 minutes and I'm getting insane results in less time. I bought back so much more time in my life. So that's from one crazy person, and I'm not saying you're crazy, but like one person that hasn't, had a hard time really finding balance with this. But I will say, like, it is the best program I have ever done. And I think the most important part is it gives you time back in your life to be, my little arms. It gives you time back to be a mom, especially in summertime. And the beautiful thing is 3 rest days. It means you do what you want on those rest days. I only rest one day. I run the other 2, but there's one specific day that I'm like, meh. So I feel like it just matches into your life, but you have to find, what's going to work for you. And so I love that you hit that bridge and then you're like, you know what? This is what I'm telling myself. I need to move past this type of thing. And I would just say, go into it full force because I feel like you're going to be very surprised. Okay. That like took a lot of the time. Okay. Let's go back to LIIFT4. I'm so sorry. LIIFT4. What else?
Well, I was just going to say, Ashley, I have like the opposite. I was throwing out, I had no game plan. I was focused on other things for a long time. And then I'm like, shit, LIIFT4 is coming out. I really need to get my act together. And then I threw out, on my Insta stories, I was doing the preview and asked people if they wanted to try a free preview of the workout. And I got so much response. And I'm like, I have nothing to add these people to. Like I don't have anything. So I'm like sitting here kind of panicking a little bit. I do have my success partner, she created a LIIFT4 group that I was just going to kind of add people to like preview group just because I had nothing else. But I'm just kind of stuck as to but I'm happy with the response I've gotten. I've got a great list of people that want to do it. Just like, that's where I'm at.
Okay. So I love that. Okay. What would you say to Miss Kinsey?
Okay. Oh, sorry. Was that me? Sorry, Ellen. Go ahead.
What I'm doing, I'm shifting everything to like more one-on-one conversations with people because I want to understand like, okay, what are your hangups with the past things you've tried? Like, how can this really fit into your life? I'm actually using that free workout that's outside the paywall to get conversations going. So I'm saying, hey, do you want to try out this like workout for free? Let me know, drop an emoji below or whatever. And then I reach out, get their email, ask them a couple questions about their goals. And I'm telling people, hey, let me know a little bit more about your goals first. And then I'm going to send you this free workout. Okay. I want to help you. That's getting so many people into like step 1 and 2 of getting them enrolled. So that's been working really great for me. Rather than having to like do all these other things. I'm kind of treating this launch in terms of talking about it really similarly, but my process on the back end is just a little bit different and it's really been working well for me. So that's what I've been doing.
That's awesome. I love that you're asking them for their goals and stuff before you're just spewing the link to them. That's something I'm going to start doing because I just sent out the link to like 10 people today, but I'm sure some people will just ghost and not even try it. So that's cool that you're like pulling them in a little bit more.
Okay, I'm just gonna unmute. Sorry, guys. Kinsey, I was saying I have like a little. That's so good, Ellen, though, because hold on, let me get my thoughts together. I sent out like, you always ask like the CCQ, like the compliment question. So I sent them the link, and I kind of, gave a little quick small paragraph on just something personal for me and why I'm excited. And then I sent them the link for the workout. And then I said, may I send over more questions? Because most people are like, sure, of course they're like, because I really talked about wanting to get to know their goals. So I do like the way that you're doing that, Ellen, because I think that is smarter. I feel like I do want to get them the stuff quickly because people have such a short attention span that if I ask them goal questions, they may ghost me anyway. So I'm like, either way, I'm kind of screwed, but maybe I'll kind of tweak my approach. And then also, if you want to join me, if anyone wants to join, I just have like a free little launch Facebook group that I have with my team. So if you want to be added to it, and I'm in one of my friends who's 5-star and elite and above. And so when I see her post something in her group, sometimes I'll just copy and paste it into my group. So we can all just kind of share the load and not have to go and search Google images or go do this and go do that. And we can just have each other's back because we're so busy talking to people and behind the scenes that to run a group like that, I just tell my coaches, whatever you see that strikes your interest, put it in this group. I don't even care how random it looks. We just need to create momentum and excitement. And whoever buys a package, of course, like blow them up, or whoever, like you can even welcome people in this group and be like, Rebecca just joined us, everyone welcome her. Even if she's just snooping out the program and trying it, she hasn't bought anything. So those are just little things that I've been doing. So feel free to just message me and I'll add you.
So good. Okay. Last thing on LIIFT4. Anything else?
If anyone's still wanting to do like a preview or anything, I have like a template. It's almost like a challenge group guide that our team put together for our preview group. We did 4 posts a day, every day, starting last Wednesday. So it kind of hyped them up with all the different packages and sneak peeks and who it's good for and all that kind of stuff. So I'll share that link if anyone's still in that kind of preview mode. Just trying to get to my Google Drive and it's slow.
Candace put a good thing also. Thanks, staff. Please upload it or however you want to do that, please, when you do. But Candace, I get it. The small talk, the forming, it is. It's like one of those things I get. So, but no, that's really, really, really good too. So this is the thing. You all have amazing ideas. And I think it's just a reminder that you're not behind the boat. Like just see where this is going to implement into your life. The biggest thing too is I don't want you to miss it because this is what really will build your business into the end of the year. What you're going to learn, the new programs, everything like that at Summit is insane. So I would just say like, get a handle of kind of what it is, because I don't want you to hear what you're going to hear at Summit and be like, squirrel, because that's not until the end of the year. Like, focus obviously on what's right now, what's in front of us, because this is amazing. I feel like at this point, and just a reminder, going from 80-day to 2B was like, what? Now going from 2B to LIIFT4 is like, okay, like this is cool. Nutrition's working for me. Now I just need to start moving my body. Like you just kind of have to look at it. It's not this big disrupt, and they very much complement each other. Okay. So I would just say, however, you want to incorporate that. But if you are running into a roadblock or an issue, do not hesitate to reach out. I'm here to love on you, give you some ideas. I just want to throw the time over, and Daphne doesn't even know this, but I want to throw the time over to you because next week we have an exciting guest, right? We've been waiting for this for quite some time. So Daph, will you kind of tell us a little bit more about that and then we can get going?
Rachel's next Wednesday?
Yeah, that's our last call.
Well, we're in Summit or the week after that?
Oh, excuse me, 2 weeks.
Okay.
Next week? Nope. 2 weeks.
So there's a coach in my downline, Rachel Baldwin. She's number 24 in the network right now. Every month for, I would say, the last 2 years when I would do my recognition, she was always the highest in Success Club numbers, the highest in recruiting numbers, anywhere between 7 and 11 new coaches consistently every single month. I noticed though that she was recruiting a lot of people, but wasn't really growing her business. And then a couple months ago, she started popping all these diamonds like crazy. So she had joined the Josh Coates Push Life community. She works very close with him. In 2 months, she went from 2-star, which she'd been plateaued at for a couple years, 2-star to 6-star in her first business center, 1-star qualifying in her second business center, and now her husband's account is 1-star qualifying. She popped 8 diamonds in the last 2 months. So she has an awesome system. She's a full-time teacher. Today is actually her last day working her full-time job. She's like 26 or 27 years old and now retired. So it's really exciting. I follow her on, if you guys don't follow her Insta stories, she's awesome. I mean, she has her system where people know what time of day she logs in. People knows what time of day that she's with her son and does not get on social media. It's like she really invites you into her life, and her business is just blowing up. So she's going to be our guest speaker talking about her systems and processes and stuff.
What's her name on Insta?
fit_teacher_Rachel with no A. Just make sure that that's right.
Teacher. That is it. Yeah. Cool. Love it. Love it. Okay. Awesome. So we're going to have her in 2 weeks. And I think it's just an exciting opportunity to, first of all, Daphne, way to see people in your downline that are, blowing it up and really really loving on them and giving them the guidance and the support that they need. But when we talked about this a couple months ago, Daphne brought her up and I was like, okay, let's do it. So it'll be really great because she's going to be our last call. And then we're going to take about 2 weeks off and then we'll regroup. Okay. So new content, new information, opportunity for you to just kind of be like, okay, LIIFT4, whatever it may be. But this is the thing is I don't want our community to go away. So just reminder that these calls will start back up. Sometimes my coaches go from Tuesdays to Wednesdays and whatever and whatnot. If it changes for you, let me know, obviously, and I'll give you all the details beforehand. But other than that, thank you. I mean, we spent a lot of time today, but I really hope that this call helped with the prep before Summit, after Summit, gave you a couple of nuggets on LIIFT4, and then obviously what to look forward to in 2 weeks. Does that work? Okay, ladies, I appreciate you. You have an amazing day. Safe travels. I'll see you in Indy. Whoop, whoop. Bye, y'all.